Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, this is going to be my feedback session. Basically, all the comments that I get, which include questions, suggestions, and thoughts, I'm going to respond to all of them. This particular one is aimed at the genomic investors and questions from the genomic investors. It's not many, there are very few, and it'll be a shorter video. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. We are in the comment section, and I'm going to start off with the very first comment that I have here, which says from Jack Bisson 9226. Very interesting comment, and I think we need more comments like this in our channel because it educates everybody, and also it pushes me to read up a little more than I would otherwise. So what Jack says is that he liked the video that we made. Thanks, Jack, for that. And it does inspire me a lot. And he says the allogenic CAR T do not stay around for that long, as you know. So honestly, Jack, I didn't know that. I hadn't even thought about it. So I went ahead and did a little bit of reading. And I'll share the information with you. You are right. And the autologous CAR T can stay in the body for years. There is also a known issue with off-targeting and mutations. TALEN is a very simple and cost more than CRISPR to construct, but it's highly specific with little to no off-targeting, unlike zinc finger nuclease, which is ZFN, and CRISPR. CRISPR is very efficient and easy to construct, but it is more susceptible to mutations and off-targeting. CRISPR has a very well-known issue with p53 mutations. I'll talk about the p53 also. I mean, Jack, I am taking the opportunity to educate the rest of our audience as well about what I found and what you have been saying here. So I'll explain all this in my response. With p53 mutation that can lead to cancers. Right now, the autologous potential issues are very low compared to the much greater benefit, but need to be tracked as the FDA is mandating for 15 years. Time will tell us. I believe Allogene and AstraZeneca use TALEN for now for the highly specific targeting and safer profile. So, Jack, I like the response that you had given to me, and it exposed me to the fact that I do not know as much as I really want to know about the topic. So I went ahead and did a little more digging to understand it a little better. So it has opened up my horizons a little more. So thanks for that, Jack. Well, Jack, what I found out based on my study matches more or less everything that you have said. I have found nothing different from what you have mentioned here. But I'm just going to read this out for the other viewers who might be interested in knowing stuff that you mentioned here. So it seems that scientists have to design a TALEN specifically for each case to recognize and attach to a specific spot in the DNA like a lock and key, and each part of TALEN is made to match a particular sequence. And TALEN brings along with it a cutting tool which is called the nuclease that acts like scissors. It precisely cuts the DNA at the chosen location. Again, this is a double strand cut. And in order to add or replace genetic materials, scientists introduce a synthetic piece of DNA alongside TALEN. This synthetic DNA serves as a template during the natural repair process that follows the DNA cut. And because of that, accuracy in repair can be enhanced, and mutations that may have crept in due to auto repair of DNA can be avoided. And when TALEN cuts the DNA, the cell recognizes the damage and tries to fix it. It uses the introduced synthetic DNA as a template to repair the cut. And TALEN's modular structure enhances specificity and thereby reducing the off-target effects. And TALEN needs a way to enter the cell. So the common methods include electroporation, which is applying an electric field to the cells, creating temporary pores for TALEN entry, and liposuction, which is using lipid-based carriers to encapsulate TALEN, facilitating cell entry. And finally, something that we are all very familiar with, just like NLPs, like we have viral vectors which can carry TALEN into cells. and they are quite efficient. So the result is that the cell incorporates the information from the synthetic DNA, leading to the addition, replacement of the specific genetic material at the target site. So thanks a lot, Jack. This was very informative, and we need more people like you in the channel, especially on the comment section. And thanks a lot. And then we have Jesse Isaacson, who says, who was commenting about my daily report on the stock market. He says, well, definitely bad things to come. I am so upset about it. I decided to buy back my Tesla shares to cheer me up again. Lol. All kidding aside, we have been in a bear market long enough. I think the tides will turn soon enough. So yeah, Jesse, I think that we have had good market. And I think probably the tides might be turning the other way around. I think I'm sitting on the sidelines today, and I didn't do any trading today, just watching the market where it is going. And I wanted to show you something here, Jesse. This is the QQQ, which I'm using as a proxy for NASDAQ. And I have this bull channel drawn out here. The redeeming feature out here is that we are hugging the averages. So return to average is very easy. There is not much of a difference between the 9-day exponential moving average. But typically people are looking at 50-day and 100-day exponential moving average. So from that perspective, this blue line out here is our 100-day exponential moving average. And if we start moving towards that, we are looking at a drop right now of somewhere around 5.57%. So it's not going to look very bad when it happens. So I'm thinking that it's time for a little bit of a turnaround. You can see that we were overbought and then we came down today. So this is 3 continuous red candles out here. And also it seems that, I mean, there is this Wyckoff theory. I have not read that very well. But basically what it says is that big holders who have pushed up the market try to exit the market in a particular manner. So in the morning, they let the prices ride up and then they start selling. And they put a stop to their sales at one point so that the market doesn't fall too much. They do this on a continuous set of days in order to get rid of their huge holdings without losing too much of market value. So if I look at these 3 red candles, and which has almost bought us back very close to where we were on 23rd of January, that was almost 3 days ago. I think probably we are ready to fall. And the other factor in my mind, which makes me think that we could have a dip, of course, this is all my personal opinion, not financial advice. The other reason why I think we may have a dip is that if you look at the Magnificent 5, I'm going to use FNGU as a proxy for Magnificent 5 because it's going to exaggerate. And I'm going to make this into 4-hour candles. So if you see the action for those days on which we had the red, actually the Magnificent 6 have been pushing the market up and Tesla has been dragging it down. So if you look at the steady fall in the last 3 days, it shows that there is a bit of selling happening. In fact, in the past also we have had drops like this. But this time I think the drop is much more. If you look at it from the top of where it began to where it has ended, it is much more. And if we were to look at the other aspect of this in terms of the spread, which is how many companies have been supporting the rally. So this is S&P 500 stocks which are above their 50-day average. That is somewhere around 75.34% and falling. So it's been consolidating out here. So the support is not there to that extent as it would be. However, if you look at QQQ, it is still going up, right? So I'm thinking that if the Magnificent 6 drop, then the entire QQQ will come down. And then if you look at the earnings calendar that you can see here, on 30th of January, we are going to have Google, AMD, and Microsoft report after hours. And 1st of February, we're going to have Meta and Amazon report after hours. So the expectations for Q3 for them, the EPS and revenue is given here in this chart. You can just pause the screen and have a look at it. I've also given for comparison the EPS and revenue from the previous actuals from the previous quarter, and this is the last quarter except for NVIDIA. NVIDIA has a different cycle. Its quarter ends on January 2024, so it's slightly different from the others, but overall the expectations are quite high when it comes to these companies, and as a result of which any disappointment out there is going to be catastrophic for the market. And that is the reason why I sold off all the FNGU. I'm not taking any risk. I'm just going to sit in the sidelines and watch what is happening. I want to make sure that we bounce off this diagonal line of support, and I'll be very happy with that. Even if we bounce off the 9-day exponential moving average, I'll be happy about that, but I'm going to wait until the 2nd of February before I start doing anything. Even if I lose a little bit of bounce that comes if all the results were good, I'm not worried, basically because I think we could have a situation of buy the rumor and sell the news. Because there are a lot of people sitting on plenty of profits and they need to make the money, and what better time than now. And typically February, March have been bad in these kind of years, election years. All those pieces seem to be fitting in place in my mind. I've not sold other holdings which are not leveraged, but I have disposed of FNGU. Just wanted to share that with you, Jesse. And with that said, the next one is Michael out here. Michael is saying, thanks for the update. Subtitles are okay, but not necessary. Thanks a lot, Michael. I'm glad that the German subtitles look okay. That's basically, I'm going to use it for the HIV section. We are separating out the HIV content from this channel. So starting 1st of February, there'll be no HIV videos published here. They will all be published in the HIV Global channel. And many HIV subscribers are also subscribing in the Global channel. So out there, I'm giving multiple language subtitles on all the languages that our viewers are looking at. So that's what I'm doing out there. So thanks, Michael. And then we have Capital 8706. Thanks, God, sir. God bless you. Oh, thank you very much. I always can take any amount of blessings that's given to me. I'm always running short of it. Then we have Cash Developer, C# Developer. Oh, C# Developer, C#. Very nice, Nick. It can go to the moon and crash right back to the ground and take some greedy people with it. And we never learn is what I said. Yeah, you're very right. C# Developer, C# Developer, I would say. Thanks for appreciating the video. Thank you very much. And also thanks for contributing to the channel. And we have next is Illumina looks promising. So Inf was the only guy who gave me a comment on that. Thanks, Inf. And thanks for the algo. Thanks a lot. And Inf says early comment for the algo. Who here doubling down on short? So, okay, you're playing a very advanced game. You're doing shorting and all that. Good luck to you, Inf. And then we have Michael Matov saying, thanks, Raj. I'm also still holding Editas. The licensing is very interesting. Yes, Michael. I think the market has not given due credit to Editas for its licensing ability when you compare it with the Invitae. And when you compare it with CRISPR Therapeutics. So we can watch that space. At the end of the day, we may think that we are smart and we have identified something and there is a value, but that value remains in our mind. Unless the market starts seeing the value, we'll never reach the price target that we have in our mind or a valuation that we have in our mind. That's why I think we have to look at all our analysis in two parts. One is valuation and one is pricing. Valuation is what we think should be the value of a company. And that is more or less private to us and our community. Pricing is what the market does when different people with different value concepts place money in the market and buy and sell, and that moves the price chart, and that is pricing. So pricing and valuation may meet intermittently when all the minds meet, but most of the time they are always at variance. That's why some people buy and some people sell at the same point in time. So that's how I would explain it. And Michael, if you have any other interpretation, you can mention. This is my general wisdom from all the time that I have been dealing with shares. And Inf says, I wonder if it might be short the USD around the 104.5 supply zone. Also heard them about that Netflix, though implied volatility was insane option. I had to remind myself Prime was Prime Medicine and not the energy drink by that guy. Opened a few more short share positions. Let's see what to do. Tesla coming up. So I hope, Sandeep, you are doing well with all the shorts. Shorts are always a dangerous game. I personally do not get into shorts. The most I would do is a covered call, especially when I have really good premium and I have a good feeling about it. So I would like to learn this from you. I'd like to talk more about this in one of your sessions with the group. And then, of course, he also gave me an algorithm. Thanks, Inf. And then we have reacting to Intelia. Jack Bisson was back again saying, great video, Raj. When I first heard you say AI, I thought you were going to talk about autoimmune and CAR-T. Get some rest and thank you for the video. Thanks a lot, Jack. Thanks a lot. And we need you here more often. Very interesting comments from you. And do share your industry knowledge. And if possible, one of these days, maybe we get on a Zoom call and make something good for our channel, where people can understand the various technologies and how they are competing with each other. If you're interested in that, just put it in the comment and I'll follow up with you and we'll do something about it. Then we have, for Sandeep's review, Arthur Mick says, love this channel. I think adding a Discord app channel would greatly benefit and expand the audience within that app. If you are not familiar, sections for each stock or company or topic can be added and allows for posting documents, links, media, etc. It could also serve a reference for new investors in genomics and help you collect information and insight for videos. Folks from industry are more likely to participate in a conversation there as well. Many other YouTube investing channels have companion Discords. Appreciate all you do. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And especially thanks for commenting on Sandeep's video. I mean, he's our new contributor. He's doing well and your comment definitely helps. Sandeep and I got together with Sandeep's nephew to set up, Sandeep's cousin, to set up a Discord. So right now we have a Discord along with our Patreon. And unfortunately, I'm not as tech savvy and I've not been able to understand how Discord works. And we can't keep on bringing Sandeep's cousin back again to set it up and explain it to an old fool like me. But I get what you're saying. I'm going to talk to Sandeep about this and we will try and see if we can do something like that, and if we have the capability to moderate it and keep things safe, because we are dealing in finance, and we can have the SEC or we can have the Canadian regulatory authorities coming and causing problems for us, right? So we have to be careful. Well, that said, let us go. Arthur is here. Okay, thanks Arthur for your enthusiastic support to our channel. And then we have Michael Methoff for reacting to Intelia. He says, thanks Raj and get well soon. I remember you had shown their potential news flow for 2024 in a former clip and that was not good. Not so good, yeah. Yeah, we do change our minds as we start looking at various aspects of the companies. So this is the current state of mind that I have. And yeah, so thanks for the comment, Michael. And we have the next one, which is also reacting to Intelia. Inf says, early comment for the algos. Thanks, Inf. It definitely helps. And then we have another comment for Sandeep Reviews Bluebird. Jesse says, I have backed out of Bluebird and put that money into Caribou. Lower my cost basis, lol. Yeah, I think, Jesse, you know best. You are experienced and you know best. And I think you did the right thing, I suppose. And yeah, I agree with Inf also. Caribou is well organized and they are very realistic. They're not very flashy. They do all the right things, tight control over their budget. So I think it's less risky. I agree with you, Jesse. It's less risky. And then we have another comment that is coming from Sam Seymour. I believe you are looking at this scenario with too much optimism. It assumes wildly successful launch of LifeGenia, which probably has a low chance of happening for a multitude of reasons. Beyond that, from a shareholder standpoint, they will need to raise capital before the end of the year. I think you are right, Sam Seymour. Let me call you Sam. I think you are right, Sam. I agree with you on that. Per my view, there is no way their run date for the therapies will meaningfully change the need for a dilutive financing before end of 2024. The revenue will also underwhelm in the face of steep competition. CRISPR has Vertex as a partner, nearly $2 billion in cash on hand, and a superior therapy. Bluebird Bio's LifeGenia causes random integration of genetic material using HIV family virus, lentivirus, and has a black box hematologic malignancy warning on the label. Put yourself in the shoes of a potential patient and consider how that sounds versus CRISPR-Cas9 targeted genetic editing without a viral vector and without a black box warning. It's the next advancement in genetic therapy. Patient referrals will come from physician. I challenge you to find a physician that prefers random insertions over a targeted approach when causing permanent genetic effects. I'm short. Many thanks to Bluebird for pioneering genetic therapies and providing proof of concept that genetic condition can have a functional cure with 1x treatment. But they are not destined for long-term survival. They'll be eclipsed by newer therapies and they have no fallback treatments in their pipelines. 100% agreed, Sam. But Sandeep was coming from a different perspective. He was looking more at the fundamental analysis part of it, looking at the financials and all. But Sam, you're right. If you had seen my video on Bluebird, in fact, someone blamed me for being too harsh on Bluebird, but I agree with you on all these factors. Their pipeline is literally empty. And I was looking at a Seeking Alpha article on CRISPR Therapeutics where they were talking about the revenue coming in and how it's going to be staggered. So I think that the same thing applies for Bluebird as well, because they are given performance-based pricing. So there will be a certain amount of money that they may not get immediately, and certain amount of money they'll have to forego if the treatment did not go well as they thought. So I agree with you, 100%. Keep it coming, Seymour. Keep it coming. We like it. And then we have Allogene reports encouraging results. Jack Bisson says, Raj, very good update here. I know it is 9 months since you posted on this one, but very good job giving the update to people. Thanks, Jack. Thanks a lot. You guys keep me motivated. And I'm retired, so I like to do this thing. This is the area of my interest. And especially when I hear back from people like yourself with more information, it really ups the game a little bit and makes it very interesting and rewarding. So thanks a lot. And then we have Jesse saying, don't lose money. Yeah, I'm very careful, Jesse. This is in cricket, we have 2 innings, the first inning and the second inning. So there's a saying, when you are in the second innings, you are extremely careful because you don't have a third inning to go back to. So I'm in my second innings. I'm very careful. And you know what? If I lose anything, my wife will not let me go. So that's going to be a very, very threatening prospect to face. So I'm absolutely careful. And I bet you two are. I mean, who among us is not afraid of having to face the spouse after losing in the market, right? So then, Mr. I'm crusty. Butterflies are back. Thank God. Had me worried my stocks were gonna crash. So, okay, Krusty, I hope you be careful with Bluebird, okay? We are all giving our personal opinion, not financial advice, so be careful. Then we have another one for Sandeep from Michael Mayer 9058. Thanks a lot for the update, Sandeep. What is the actual amount of debt Bluebird has? I'm a bit confused since page 20 of the personal mentions zero debt on balance sheet today. However, according to the last official September 2023 filing, they had a bit more than 300 million. Also on Seeking Alpha mentioned. I cannot imagine that this number went to zero. So I think Sandeep offered the clarifications, and yeah, so that's good. Thanks a lot, Mike, for keeping us on our toes. Thank you very much, and it helps everybody. And then we have Biopharma M&A in 2024. Michael Mathoff says IMTX was owned over 20% of the Hop Foundation. I don't think they would like to sell. Yeah, foundations will hold, but venture capitalists will be tempted to realize, and also hedge funds and all. They don't worry too much if they have a need to cut their losses and put money elsewhere. But I agree with you. They may have holders who may not want to sell at all for a long period of time. And Michael says, thanks very much, Raj. The CEO of CRISPR said in an interview a year ago that CRISPR wants to stay as an own company. I hope this isn't still the case. A one-time jump of maybe 50% is not what I'm looking for. I like to see what CRISPR is worth in 5 and 10 years, and I'm still in. Yes, I agree with you, Michael. I would also like to see CRISPR Therapeutics as a ongoing company, long-term blue chip. But then the market is like the wild, like the jungle. In the jungle, every deer wants to be alive, but the lion wants to eat it, or the cheetah wants to eat it, and it does. The same way, CRISPR is not a very big company, and there are lots of big pharma companies out there with huge bank balances and thinning pipelines and wanting to get into gene therapies. So CRISPR is a very attractive target, if not for a friendly takeover, but for a hostile takeover. We have to watch this space and see how it goes. But of course, we have a very good FTC, Lina Khan. She will not allow these kind of mergers to happen where competition is being stifled. So that's a positive silver lining. And I think European Competition Commission will also not allow that to happen. So that's what I can tell you to reassure you. And then we have mastering precision gene editing with prime editing technology breakthrough. RJ238A says this seems to be a huge leap forward, like going from vacuum tubes to transistors. Yes, CRISPR-Cas9 was version 1, and now we are improving it more and more, and it's becoming more and more precise. And then biopharma M&A in 2024. For that, I have Questmania saying, thanks for the M&A watch list analysis. Could you please share a Google Sheets version if possible? How much do Recon CRISPR might be worth based on its current pipeline plus products and compared to Seagen? So Questmania, I have put an Excel sheet. I couldn't make a Google sheet. I put an Excel sheet into our ShareTreck.com website, and I have also given the link. I tried to put the link here, but it wouldn't allow me to do. So just go to ShareTreck.com, look at English genomic blog posts, English, and on the landing page itself, you'll find the link, and you can open that and have a look. So I have done that. When it comes to valuation, I'm not much into valuation because, as I explained, we may have a way of valuing it and say CRISPR is worth X amount of dollars. It means nothing at all because valuation is a spot valuation. There are things which are even more tangible to be valued. For example, real estate. I'm a real estate broker myself. So if I have a property and I need a valuation of that, we have appraisers, certified appraisers who come and appraise it. They would match it with all the nearby homes, which are same type, same area, same square feet. And then with that, they will come up with a valuation. But the valuation is valid for that point in time and not before and not after. The valuation expires as soon as it is made. And it's just a point in time valuation. And the reason why it is like that is because perceptions change, economy changes, factors change, new discoveries happen, mergers happen, acquisitions happen, and the relative valuation changes. And valuation is something which I believe is every individual has their own valuation. Pricing is what is more important because that's what happens in the market, which is net of everybody's valuation. That's why you see when the market is crashing, there are people who are buying because in their opinion, a particular share is very cheap and they are planning to buy it. For somebody else who is selling it, they are thinking it's too expensive, it is going to fall further. So the value perception is all so different. It doesn't make any sense doing the valuation. That's my current thought process. If you disagree, just put it in the comments. We can discuss that going forward. And biopharma M&A, we have user TC3YD8QS9N saying phase 2 approved, upcoming a successful phase 1 will lead to a phase 2 study, which could be pivotal. Gene and cell therapies frequently get limited license in a phase 2 study. Yeah, agree. No worries, agreed 100%. So that's that kind of takes us to the end of all the comments. Oh yeah, we have Jack Bisson again. For Allogene, strategic decision sends stock into a tailspin. Here is why. 5 days ago, Jack Bisson says, hi Raj, I like your videos and I've been a subscriber for a while now. Thank you for all the digging and hard work you do. I actually think it is a very pragmatic move. R-CHOP is highly effective and relatively inexpensive to try to beat as the true first line treatment here. Allogene's latest corporate presentation uses a price based on autologous prices of 400K for treatment and their projection for the latest pipeline products. That price structure would keep R-CHOP as the leading first line of treatment. So now you have to focus on those individuals that relapse from the highly effective and relatively low cost treatment. The minimal residual disease diagnostic test will find those that will relapse, as the statistics show. After the 6th cycle of R-CHOP, a 7th cycle of cema-cel 501A will destroy the remaining tiny tumors or residual disease found by the diagnostic test. Caribou and Allogene have both found in their respective trials that about 42 to 44% in third line plus patients are achieving durable CRs. They have shown these patients achieving their durable CRs are from patients with low tumor burden. This would essentially be patients that relapse with residual disease after R-CHOP treatment. If they focus on these relapsed patients in the front line sooner, they would cure a high percentage of them, leaving very few patients for the R-CHOP/SEMA cell therapy for later lines. Their latest corporate presentation goes over this much larger group of patients to help sooner. I think this will ultimately help all the patients from needing second line and further treatment. This could lead to an overwhelming curative approach as KOLs have started. The third line plus treatment market is not where they should strive to be, as you mentioned. I think this strategy minimizes the second and third line plus treatments market. It is very pragmatic strategy for fighting the disease. Do you think other companies will adjust their trials, as this seems to put pressure on companies trying to find market share in lines that are not frontline LBCL? So this is a very thoughtful comment, Jack. I don't know. It all depends on the CEO. We have seen different CEOs taking so many different approaches. And I'm fresh out of the debacle in Illumina, where we had a CEO who did the Grail acquisition. And there are a lot of people in the market who are still thinking that Grail should have been part of Illumina, it should have been great, etc., etc. But the reality is that none of the regulators will allow that consolidation. And now we have Thiessen coming in, and he is working on getting Illumina back to track. So we have different styles of CEOs looking at different approaches. So it's very difficult to say who is going to do what. But when there's a pressure on the capital, like for example, Bluebird Bio, they have got a lot of pressure on their balance sheet. Of course, they are not doing any therapies like Allogene is doing right now. Their pipeline is literally empty. But assuming that they had something out there which is reasonably working, and shutting it down would mean a hit to the stock price, hit to the shareholder confidence, then they might probably think of targeting the third line or second line or something like that, and get a much more favorable recommendation in the therapy space. So yeah, it's very difficult to say, Jack. That's the short answer for that. But thanks for all these things. And I hope all our genomic investors read the comments, or at least watch this video once every week if they don't read the comments, because we have knowledgeable people out here giving industry knowledge, and it's worth absorbing. And then what is there? Okay, so that kind of takes us to the end of all the comments that we had in this week. So my friends, thanks to all of you for participating in this channel. Your comments make the channel vibrant, and it also makes me know that I'm not shouting into a void, and there are people listening to me and reacting to me and giving me information, taking information from me. So it makes it worthwhile and very interesting. And friends, soon from February onwards, this is going to be a purely genomic investment channel, and we'll have a very enhanced experience. And I want to thank each and every one of our genomic investors for being patient while you allowed me to develop the HIV content for the people looking for HIV related information, because that's a group of people who needs a lot of information that is not easily available. And I believe what I'm doing for them is something that they appreciate very much. And I want to keep it going. But at the same time, my heart is on genomic investments. I want to grow this channel. And I appreciate all the patience that you have shown to me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. I have been very fortunate to get such fantastic subscribers and viewers like yourself that you have indulged me so far. I'm going to make sure that I live up to all your expectations in 2024. And now I have the support of Sandeep as well. And if any of you want to join me in content creation, we can collaborate and come up with even more interesting information for our channel. And we want to be the place to go for genomic investments. Other places might do technical analysis, other places might do news flashes and all, but we want to go into the genetic condition, how a particular gene defect affects a patient and what that syndrome is called, how it can be repaired, which therapy is addressing it, how does that therapy work, what are the risk factors, what is the market size. We want to come from there, and then we want to look at the technical analysis on a daily basis. And of course, Sandeep does come in and give fundamental analysis. So we are trying to do something unique for the genomic investment community, and which is not available elsewhere. So we need to grow. And I think with your support, we will. So if there's anyone else like-minded, ask them to check out our channel. Point number 2, AI is the other place that we have to be in. And I'm going to start AI content also, but I'll not mix it up with genomics. I'll do separately. And I'll do it on a weekly basis. I've created a separate watch list for that. And fortunately for us, it more or less matches the Magnificent 5. And all of them are into AI, and it adds a couple of chip companies like AMD, and I think one more is there. So that's what is there. So it's not going to be absolutely new territory, but we had to renew our focus on them because that's where everything is going. And in the future, we may have AI in our appliances, we may have AI in the car, we may have AI in the phone. And there will be a lot of use cases in the industry, AI consulting companies implementing AI in various companies to improve the bottom line, increase the productivity and reduce wastage. So all those things are going to happen, and those companies are going to be the supplier of the spades and so on. So we can't afford to lose sight of that. And also there is going to be an integration of AI with genomics, and we have to carefully watch which are the companies that are leading at the forefront. So if any of you know any companies that are already deploying AI on genomics, I'm not talking about small molecules, large molecules, I'm talking about genomics. If any company is deploying AI on genomics, put it in the comments below and we'll start looking at them. With that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Enjoy your weekend. Bye for now.